Oh yeah, maybe I ought to do that. Yeah, this is. Spooky.
Film the setting.
We're going. We're there.
Excellent.
Let's not moaning about keyframes yet, anyway.
So start settings, internet options, delete browsing history. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
So no one knows. Harry Glitter should have done that. Only he knew.
Don't take your if you Gary Glitter, do not take your PC to PC World because that is a bit silly. Good evening and welcome to another 14 Words. Here's Ian again, and he's fucking banging on about Nessie yet again.
Can't beat a bit of Nessie talk, so I'm gonna stand it in for Hobbit tonight. So, do you want to watch me light
I'm standing in for Dom. Hobbit's a working boy now. I think he might appear about 8 o'clock. So I don't know. We might have to change hours a bit.
Do you want to watch me light a fire every day?
Yeah. Well, people love it. People are loving the fire talk.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, pretty good. So yeah, hot topic tonight, Yorkshire Nessie. So we're going to get on to that. But yeah, it's been a while.
Is that like
I've not been on for a while.
As Alphabet Cat's already said. Is it like Yorkshire puddings have a flat cap and only whip it? So there you go. That's all your jokes gone, Ian.
No, Yorkshire pudding is like batter, isn't it? Is that what it is?
Pancake. Yeah, basically pancake.
Yeah, basically it's just gives you a heart attack. Yeah, bread and dripping, whatever. But yeah, all right. We'll kick off then. So what we'll do, we'll cover Yorkshire Nessie, and it's not too long tonight. We're not going to overrun on this subject. So if Hobbit's joining at 8, then maybe we'll be done by the time he arrives, and he can tell us about fires and whatever. So let's get stuck in, though. Is it? We'll do that.
Let's start with to image. No, that's the wrong image.
Yeah.
That's
not yet. No, yeah. I'll tell you when to put
Solomon.
it on. So
that's Solomon from last week.
Yeah. So anyway, we're familiar with the Yorkshire Ripper. Yeah. Bearded nutjob Peter Sutcliffe. Yeah. But how many of us are familiar with Yorkshire Nessie?
Wasn't there also a Yorkshire Ripper that used to go around farting on people?
That was that priest from the other week, wasn't it? Farting in people's face.
Or the phantom raspberry blower of old London town. Do you remember that one from the two Ronnies?
Two Ronnies, and then they moved on to a speech impediment sketch where they had a misunderstanding of words. And anyway.
Not on the two Ronnies. I don't.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I know. Yeah, for a change, let's do a sketch where we misunderstand what we're saying, or we don't, or something's got two meanings, or we get the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah,
like four
candles.
Four candles. So that's 4 of those wax things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yorkshire Nessie, mystery sea creature sighted off the coast of northeast England. So, not many of you will have heard of that, I'll wager. So, that's what we're going to look at tonight. So, it's tonight's hot topic, and it's one of the lesser-known members of the cryptic family, Yorkshire Nessie.
Hot topic? Didn't they used to dance on the Top of the Pops?
That was hot gossip, and that was hot gossip, and Jimmy Savile used to perv over them and touch them. You had hot gossip, and you had Legs and Co.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit old. I think I'm a bit too young for that. I think.
Really, I remember that. And then, as time went on, it got more PC, so you used to have men doing it as well. Ooh, anyway,
gay men probably.
Well, yeah, exactly. The women were hot, and the men were hot too, but I don't think the men were much threat. So anyway, Anyway, so first,
a load of old what's his name's the nasty one on Strictly to Come Dancing.
George Michael.
Craig Revel Halls. Right bunch of Craig Revel Halls, I should imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, so first, what we're going to do before we get on to the sightings of the sea creature, let's have a look at Yorkshire and see what kind of place it is. So there we go. We can see it's situated up north somewhere. It's gained a bit of a reputation over the years as a bit of a shithole. So we can see there's a bit of a typical Yorkshire resident. Here he is.
Your average Yorkshire resident probably doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I've heard. And when I Googled Yorkshireman for this presentation, that was the first thing that came up. So, yeah. Word has it they empty their body waste in the street, and there's no internet up there yet. So, but that's just what I've heard. I've not seen it myself. Go on to the next picture. Let's have another look at some Yorkshire life. Let's see the next.
Whip it. Yeah. Flat cap.
There we go. That's Yorkshire there.
Alphabet Cat says the Yorkshire is known for people like Parky and Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, yeah, and Peter Kay, is it?
Jeffrey Boy, no nonsense, Jeffrey Boycott, of course.
Action, Leeds United. That's Yorkshire, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're hanging? Are you hanging? So anyway, go on to the next picture. Let's have a look and see what we got. More Yorkshire life.
Blimey, you could have picked a more low resolution picture for that.
Well, that's not my fault.
Why have Last of Summer Wine been pixelated? What's Compo been up to?
Hang on a minute. Well, the one I sent was better than.
Did he take his PC down to PC World? Did he?
No, he rolled down a hill in a bathtub instead. Yeah. That's what he did.
What was that one when they took the mick out of it and called it 3 Men in a Bathtub? Was that Vic Reeves taking the mick out of it?
Yeah, and that's basically every episode of Last of the Summer Wine.
Yeah.
Though I think Blakey from on the buses, wasn't it? Blakey from On the Buses was in it. Basically, before an actor.
Didn't he? Oh,
did he? I don't know.
Hilda Ogden ended up in it, didn't
he? Yeah, Captain Peacock from Are You Being Served?
Oh, he kind of took over the. I'll call him Barraclough because I can't remember him as anything else.
Yeah. But yes, basically,
they're dead now. Is that TV show cursed? Because like most of them have dead.
Yeah, I know it's mysterious, isn't it?
Dad's Army's cursed,
within 5 years. Within 5 years of actors appearing on it, they're dead mysteriously. So
same as Dad's Army. Most of Dad's Army are dead, aren't they?
It's the Tutankhamun.
Oh my god! Russ Abbott was in it as well. Did you know that?
Oh yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. I did see him I've seen him on TV. Is he still alive? I've seen him on TV in other programs being an older man. Yeah.
Hasn't he kind of embraced the bald now, didn't he? But Burt Kwok apparently has been in it as well. Kato, my little yellow friend.
And he was on Harry Hill, didn't he? He was on Harry Hill as well. He used to sing every week. But yeah, pretty good. But yeah, there's some more Yorkshire life. Let's have a look at the beautiful Yorkshire skyline in the next picture. If we could show that to the people at home, please. Hey. So yeah, beautiful.
A bit of that.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
These dark satanic mills. Is that what they were talking about?
It's grim up north, isn't it? That's what it was like in Tut Factory. So that's what that was.
Do you remember Russ Abbott on a Saturday night? Cooper Man.
Yeah, and Les Dennis was on it, wasn't he, as well? Yeah. Les Dennis used to be on it. It was generally shit.
Basildon Bond, Cooper Man. What others? He did the Scots
Teddy
guy.
Boys. That fat woman, wasn't it? Fat woman was on
Bella
there.
Emberg.
Yeah. It was a bit shit, really, wasn't it? But, that's what you used to get on TV in those days.
It was like...
I used to like...
And that fat
Little
woman,
and...
Yes.
Little and Large, was it?
Little and Large.
Little and Large as well, yeah. But I went to see Little and...
Do you remember who was the other duo? Rock On Tommy. Who was that?
Oh, Cannon and Ball.
Do you remember the Cannon and Ball film? Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, they were police, weren't they? Police. They were police, weren't they? Yeah. I think they used the gag where he was on a motorbike, and one of them was on the motorbike, the other was in the side cart. The motorbike went round the corner, a fork junction. The side cart came off, went up one road and the motorway. They've used
Boys
it's
in
been
Blue.
used. I think the Marx Brothers did that originally.
A very young me had braces because Cannon and Ball were the thing, weren't they?
Really, not because you were a skinhead. That's why I had braces.
Not at that age, I weren't.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's they were from Yorkshire, weren't they?
Is Eric Sykes in Boys in Blue?
Maybe, because he was. I'll tell you what he was in was that thing with Nicole. Is it Nicole Kidman? About the ghosts, a film about the ghosts, wasn't it? In 2000, I can't remember the name.
Was he?
He was about 90. Yeah, what was it called? That film?
Oh, The Others.
Yeah, he was in that. He was the gardener. He was a ghost, but he was deaf and blind when he was in that because he was so old. But
he probably really was deaf and blind as well.
Yeah, but yeah,
he
plank. Was.
Do you remember the plank?
Yeah.
Sykes in it. Anyway, back to Yorkshire. And you forgot the other Yorkshire. Time for Wensleydale, Gromit.
Oh,
that's Yorkshire.
I've not watched that. I know that shit though. I wouldn't watch that.
Oh, it's good. You can't do a bit of Aardman animation.
Yeah, I don't know. I won't risk it. I don't like to risk losing an hour of my life, so I avoid it.
Well, you won't because they're not. I don't think they're even that long. I think they're only about 3/4, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Same with Titanic. Everyone said, "Oh, see Titanic," that film, and I was like, "Well, it's 3 hours long. I know it's shit, so why just don't bother watching it?" So anyway.
There was loads of room on that fucking door, weren't there? Selfish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cow. Yeah.
Anyway, it shouldn't be Titanic. Anyway. It should be Olympic, shouldn't it, Ian? Cracking cheese.
He could have done better. He could have done better than her anyway, and she wasn't that nice.
Why don't you paint
he's
like
always
French girls, Jack?
Yeah, yeah. He's always hanging around with a 20-year-old stunner, isn't he? As well, so
he turns them in when they get over 16, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, can't blame him. Anyway, let's go on to the next picture. We'll look at
a bit of a sex case, isn't he?
Well, he can afford it. Yeah, let's have a look then. So we can look at some Yorkshire. That's the typical Yorkshire family there. So that would they would be in a 2 up, 2 down. It all work in touch factory.
That just reminds me of every sperm is sacred.
Yeah, that was. That is the. Yeah. The meaning of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that there is that's sort of the lower end of Yorkshire. There is a nicer area. Go into the next picture. We'll have a look and see them. Yeah, nice area of Yorkshire. So
I still don't
have a look at that. There you go.
Oh no,
yeah, they're nice.
Oh,
nice.
Yorkshire's favourite citizens there.
Yeah, and there you go. And you can get married in.
Is that the infamous Sonia? She looks like
it's not Sonia.
Herself.
I bet she. Well, I bet she did when she filmed
looks like. Does she play the trumpet like Sonia in EastEnders? She does look a bit like Sonia from EastEnders, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Or Sonia, the singer from Liverpool, who was from the 80s.
Also, don't forget the Hovis advert, Ian. Cobbled streets, that little lad pushing his bike up the hill. Directed by Ridley Scott, the Alien director.
And isn't it that's that brass band film with Ewan McGregor? Is that Yorkshire?
Brassed Off.
Brassed Off. Is it Brassed Off? Yeah. I haven't seen that either, but I heard it was shit.
And the Full Monty. The Full Monty.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either because I heard it was shit, and I bet it is shit. And the only reason I want to watch that is Denzel from Only Fools and Horses. Is it?
He's got a big dick in it.
So, is he?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the picturesque scenery of Yorkshire makes it a popular destination to get married, and there's a lovely couple there enjoying their big day in Yorkshire. So no doubt they enjoyed many happy years together after that photo was taken. So there you go. So, but you can visit one of Yorkshire's many scenic canals and waterways. We can have a look at the next picture there, Hemi. Let's have a look at the.
I should keep an eye out for the Ripper.
Yeah, we should do another episode on the Ripper at some point. We've done 2. I'm sure we can.
Him, have you?
I'm sure we can find out. And also, I don't know if you saw the documentary recently. There's a new Fred West documentary. It was on Discovery, I believe. The Glasgow Girls, which focuses on.
No, that's Channel 5. That's Channel 5.
Is it? Was it on Channel 5?
Yeah.
5.
That's
it was on Channel 5 because I saw it. I saw it a few months ago.
No, it's not. No, it's.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We've got Now TV subscription, so it's on. I think it's on Sky Documentaries, isn't it? The Glasgow.
Well, it's on Discovery. Discovery had it, and I knew it was coming. Then I forgot, and I noticed it was on one night, so I watched episode 2.
It's Sky Documentaries. It's up there near there on your Sky box, but it's the Sky Documentaries.
I managed to find an episode 1 online. That was quickly taken down. I did manage to watch it. I saw episode 2 on Discovery, but I don't know where episode 3. But I'm sure I'll see it at some point. But anyway, there you go. There's the rich green water of Yorkshire. There.
Beautiful.
So,
is that where you get Buxton spring water from?
They drink out of there. So what we got?
Well, they use all the straw in the trolley to refine the water.
They make clothes out of that.
Make flat caps out of it.
Yeah. You can visit one of Yorkshire's many historic buildings as well. Let's have a look at the next image there, and we can see what Yorkshire has got to offer for the tourist. So we can have a look at the next image up there. Number 9. There we go. There. So that's an historic building. There, you can show the respect to the building.
You could go to there right now and you could check it out, but I recommend you don't.
Wise words from Thogden there.
Yeah, pretty good. Or you can visit. You can withdraw money from one of Yorkshire's many state-of-the-art cash machines, and we can have a look at the next image. Have a look at the next image there, and we can see what goes on there. So you can. That's in Yorkshire there.
You forgot all creatures great and small. Veterinary, me cow needs an arm up its arse.
Yeah.
Why did everything involves like putting an arm up a cow's arse? It's like Saturday night in Sheffield, isn't it?
Yeah. Being a vet, that's the main part of the job, though, isn't it? Putting your arm up an arse.
Yeah.
But, or maybe you could head to the coast and enjoy a day at the beach at one of Yorkshire's many seaside towns. Let's have a look and see what we got there. Go into the next image, and we'll have a look at Yorkshire's coast. Let's have a look and see.
There's a theme here.
Okay. So that's what we got there. Watch out for dog shit on the beach. So let's have a look there. So yeah, you get the idea with that. Let's look at the next image. Are we going to look at Roland? We may as well, unless you've got something to add. There you go. I'm only trying to help you, Roland.
Roland, you're a fat cunt. Roland, you're a fat cunt. Stop eating.
You're eating too much, Roland. Yeah, you fucking hated her guts, didn't he?
Is he?
I'm not sure, but they do these things, and you can find them on YouTube where they have Grange Hill reunions. You get Zamo and whoever else.
He's a property developer now, isn't he?
No, he was a locksmith. He's a locksmith. Yeah. But so pretty good. It's nothing to do with Yorkshire, but I was just looking at some images and I came across this one. I thought it was worth having a look.
Roland, you're fat. Stop being fat, Roland.
He's clearly got something. He's got a gobstopper or something in his mouth there. Even you can see. So he was Turkish. They do these Grange Hill reunions, and he turns up those. He's a slaphead these days, and he's still a fat cunt though. But
I think Roland is Roland. You have to call him Roland. You don't call him Roland. Roland's DJing or something apparently.
There was a girl of Grange Hill, and I met her in a pub some years ago, and I did try it on, but I didn't get anywhere, which was a shame. But anyway, she was quite nice. And I'd find out these days.
I used to go out with a bird that worked at Marks and Spencer. She wouldn't like me to try out on.
Right. Well, well, I was in a pub, and there was the British ladies sprint champion in there. So I went over to chat her up. Yeah, I was trying to pull a fast one.
Did you ever hear about the bloke runs into a jeweller's? He whacks his dick on the counter. She says, the woman on the counter said, "This is a clock shop, not a cock shop." He said, "In that case, you could put a couple of hands on that."
Right, pretty good. Pretty good for this un-PC time.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right then. So there we go. We got a bit of a background.
But
into
now it'd
Yorkshire
be man goes into a shop, puts his dick on the counter. He's just been Me Too'd and lost his job.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's the current version of the same joke.
Exactly. Or no, what it is these days, a woman walks into a shop, puts her dick onto the counter.
Yeah, because women can have feminine penises too.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But they don't, though, do they? It's always they don't. But they don't. It's always men being women. I hardly ever, or I've never seen a woman being a man, or a woman wanting to take part in the men's swimming race.
You have. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen Elliot Page acting?
I don't know. I'm unaware of this. Is that a woman being a man? Is it?
Ellen. Do you remember? Oh God, I'm gonna be in trouble now because I'm using her dead name. Ellen Page. Remember the actress Ellen Page? She's now Elliot.
Right. Fair enough. All right, then I was wrong. But anyway, that's Yorkshire for you. Anyway, that's Yorkshire. So
and Roland.
Interesting. Yeah, and Roland, just to put that in. Interestingly, though, my last job was actually relocated to Yorkshire. So obviously, I live in the south. I couldn't do that. They said I could keep my job if I was willing to move to Yorkshire. So I said, I told them that I'm not fucking going up north, and they can stick their job up their arse. So that was the case with that. Nice. So I didn't go to Yorkshire. Yeah, I didn't go to Yorkshire.
Remember, kids, have you met stay in work. Remember, kids, stay in work or you'll end up like Ian.
Yeah, don't say no to strangers as well, otherwise you'll end up like me.
Charlie says always tell your mum if you're going somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to get bummed by a stranger, then don't get into his car.
Get bummed by Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
Has Jimmy Savile ever done a Stranger Danger advert? Now that would be funny if he did a Stranger Danger advert.
Rolf Harris did. Rolf Harris did a Stranger Danger advert.
He was.
He did. Strange. Yeah, he did.
He was that strange.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd show you his didgeridoo or something. Anyway, he showed two little boys his didgeridoo.
He'd show you his cartoon club.
His Jake the Peg, his middle leg was his dick, wasn't it? Anyway, never mind that. So, have you met any Northerners? Do you know Northerners?
Try not to.
Northern people.
I tried to keep it to a minimum.
No, I did meet some when I was at a wedding. It was a wedding actually in Sunderland in the 90s, and I was sat at a table. I was sat at a table with someone. I tried to avoid eye contact, so they wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah, you don't want them talking to you, do you?
It's no good. It's too late. One of them got me anyway. Then started talking shit. So he goes like, yeah, he said to me, he got me. This was before mobile phones, because with phones you could pretend to be on your phone, and they wouldn't bother you, but there was no way out. And he goes, where are you from? And I said, well, London. And he said to me, I don't like London. People aren't friendly. And I was like, well, fucking hell, if you act like this, then people aren't going to be fucking friendly, are they? Honestly, fucking calm down, don't interfere with people, and people will be friendly with you. Don't fucking jump on people, fucking dick. So, and I also there was one in Luxor. I was in Luxor in Egypt, some time ago, and there was a Northerner in the hotel, and he looked and again he got me. He goes, oh, and the first thing he said to me was, it's not like Barnsley, is it? And I was like, well, of course it's fucking not like Barnsley. It's fucking Egypt, you twat. He just wanted to interfere with me. And that's all. He goes, oh, it's not like Barnsley. And I was like, well, of course it's It's not like fucking Barnsley.
Oh, and they make
dick.
out they're so fucking friendly as well.
Well, yeah, they have to. Well, you know. But anyway, okay then.
They have to pretend they're all friendly, don't they?
Yeah, I know. There's no, you know, sometimes it's better off just leaving people alone. You know, you don't have to do that.
Northerners, Northerners, no thanks.
Yeah,
that's the message.
Get back down, tut pit. Anyway, so there's a bit about some background into Yorkshire.
And
what
also
we want to do
couldn't
then?
find a fucking murderer with both hands in their back pocket, could they?
Exactly. Yeah. Too busy being friendly to him, wasn't they? They met him. They met the murderer 9 times before they arrested him. They were so interested in being friendly to him that they couldn't arrest him. Oh, he wasn't very friendly, was he? Maybe he was ripper. Anyway, so there's some background into Yorkshire.
That nice Mr. Sutcliffe. There's no way he could have been a ripper, is there?
Yeah. He's not tut friendly. I bet he's from London. Anyway, there's some background into Yorkshire. So let's not hang about any longer. We'll head north and we'll get on with tonight's subject. So the E by Eck. What's that? It's tut Yorkshire Nessie. So okay then. So I'll kick off then. It's just me and Hemi tonight. So what we'll do, we'll share the honours and we'll get on with Yorkshire next. Yeah. Everyone's fucked off.
Dom is supposed to be Dom's big return, but he's fucked off.
He was, but he's gone up north, so to be friendly to people. Anyway, all right then. During the 1930s, Britain's northeast coast was regularly visited by a mysterious sea creature. At least this is what many witnesses attested to at the time, including the former Lord Mayor and 2 well-known Labour politicians. The press enjoyed this reoccurring silly season story, and the creature was dubbed the Humber Monster and the Withersea Visitor by various
I'll tell you one
newspapers.
thing, you don't want to be a Withensea visitor, because if you go peak season, August, everything shuts at 5 p.m.
Yeah. That's because they got no money to spend, isn't it? So
yeah, but
anyway,
that was southern people. I was a southern person visiting that was willing to spend money, but no, couldn't even have chips because the chip shop shuts at 5 p.m. I mean, what the fuck's that all about?
Yeah, garlic bread. What the fuck's that all about? Anyway, located near Filey on the North Yorkshire coast is a rocky peninsula that juts out into the Grey Sea, known as Filey Brig. The area is rich in history, biology and geology, and is also steeped in myth and magic, with numerous legends associated with it. One such legend is that it was created by the devil, and his handprint can still be seen there. So, Hemi, if you can just...
Don't worry.
Let's have a look at Filey Brig and the devil's handprint.
It's literally just a spit, that's it.
So it's pretty good. So, yeah. From the Middle Ages, there are tales that a dragon dwelled there in a tidal inlet known as the Gully. The dragon was said to be very fierce and mighty, but it had a weakness, which was cake. Sticky cake, to be exact.
A sticky cake always makes me think of
sticky
Inspector
spunk.
Wexford. He used to say about a sticky bum and coffee. I thought he said, for
yeah.
ages I thought he meant a sticky bum and a cup of tea.
And
I thought he
hot
just liked
sticky
his partner a lot.
Yeah. Hot sticky cum, isn't it? So, anyway, the dragon apparently could not get enough of it, and the villagers would use sticky cake to lure the beast away. The dragon was slayed when its jaws got stuck together from all the cake, giving the villagers opportunity to kill it. Another version of the dragon's death states that the dragon had died from overeating too much cake and fell into the sea. Rumour has it that the dragon's skeleton forms part of Filey Brig, though this is yet to be proven, and I can't actually see it from that there.
Have you got a study on that, bro?
Well, it's just bullshit, innit? But anyway, let's have a look. Okay. That's just a myth and a bit of fun. An old wives' tale, if you like, passed down from generation to generation. But it's interesting that the area has a history of sea monsters as we move on to the more contemporary accounts of Yorkshire Nessie. Let's have a look then. So this is more, bring it more up to the date, and we'll see. Let's look at this report. On Wednesday, August the 30th, 1922, a Grimsby steam trawler named Chandos had a run-in with a sea serpent in the North Sea, 35 miles out from Spurn Point. The crew, who had sailed from Grimsby that morning, believed that they were initially seeing 2 brown sails from an inshore fishing boat, so approached them at a steady rate of knots. Upon approaching, however, they realised that they were not actually looking at any sailing vessels, but instead were the large dorsal fins of 2 very large unknown sea creatures. The unknown fish swam off in a southerly direction away from the steam trawler, leaving the crew baffled. They estimated that the creatures were 50 feet in length, and the skipper claimed that, in all his experience at sea, he had not seen their like. The baffled skipper continued, they were neither sharks nor whales.
Ooh.
Yeah, so interesting. By Thursday, August the 31st, 1922, local newspapers carried a report that the story even made it to the Daily Mirror, which concentrated on the size of the creatures and their distance from Spurn Point. And we can see a report of the encounter. If you go to the next image there, that was a cutting from the newspaper there. We can have a look at that and show the people at home what we got here. Unknown fishes in the North Sea. Grimsby crew's strange story from our own correspondent. So anyway, reports continued during this period with eyewitnesses coming from Hull, especially trawlermen, and from holiday makers at Spurn Point, Easington, Hornsea, Withensea, Flamborough, Filey, and Whitby.
Oh, don't forget Whitby. Isn't it Whitby is where Dracula came ashore?
It was where Dracula came ashore, and where...
What's that? Do you remember that
Goths.
Dracula? Do you remember the one from the 80s where the arm comes out of the coffin and he rips that bloke's throat out on the boat? Did you
wasn't
see that?
Isn't that Frank Langella? Is it that one?
Oh, is
I think
that
it was
that one, is it?
1917.
Ah, right.
I think so, and he dies at the end by... they put a hook into his back, don't they, and drag him out into the sunlight.
I did. Oh, on the boat. Is it on the boat, the finale?
I think it's on the boat where he died.
Yeah,
He's on another
so,
boat,
yeah.
dicking around. But he was a sexy Dracula, wasn't it? It was rather. But yeah, it's pretty good. Isn't Laurence Olivier in it? There's quite some big name actors in it as well.
Laurence Olivier's. Is he? What's his name? What's his name? The vampire hunter.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. That's it.
I think. And isn't it? There's a bit that shit me up in that film as well, where he kills Lucy, isn't it? She's dead.
Yeah.
But they're at some underground cavern, and he's got his crucifix and drops it into a puddle, and then as he's picking it up, her foot is there. He looks up,
Ooh.
and she then attacks him.
Eyes.
I remember that. That shat me up when I was fucking. I fucking
still
filled my
on Salem's
unders.
Lot, where he's tapping on the window, going, "Let me in, let me in." Yeah.
I didn't see that till I was older. I think if I had seen that when I was younger, that would have shit me up.
Oh, I saw that when I saw that I was young. I was probably about the same sort of age as the kid. I was probably the same sort of age as the kid for that one.
Yeah, no, I didn't see. I didn't see it at the time. I saw it when I was older. So I was, but yeah. Also, the Legend of Boggy Creek, that shat me up as well.
I haven't seen that. I can't remember Grizzly.
Yeah, that wasn't a horror. That wasn't a horror film, though. Grizzly, was it? But Legend of Boggy.
Toby Hooper directed Salem's Lot, didn't he? The David Soul one.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh no, I think the Poltergeist. He was supposed to direct Poltergeist as well, but I think he had too much of a drink problem, and
No, he
Spielberg
did. No, I think he has the directing credit of it, but there was a lot of interference from Spielberg.
Yeah,
because when you watch it, it's basically a Spielberg film, isn't it?
Yeah, but
fucking hell, Herzog.
Also,
Herzog did a version of it, apparently.
Yeah. If I can get ahead of yourself with the photos there, but anyway, we can look at that one in a minute. And some of the Hammer films as well, they used to shit me up with Christopher
With the
Lee.
red blood.
I remember watching Dracula AD 1972. I remember watching that one. That was a good one. Where
have you ever seen Doctor Phibbs' House of Terror?
I know of it. I don't think I've.
Doctor Phibbs. That one.
Yeah, isn't Peter
Cushing. You ever
Cushing
seen the one with the nurse where he drips the pea soup on her face and then puts the locust on it and then eats her face away? I slept with the covers over my head for fucking years after watching that.
Well, the thing is, I do have a bit of a good knowledge of the Universal horror pictures, the original Gothic horror films from the 30s. You know, Dracula, Frankenstein with Lugosi, Karloff. And one of the reasons why that
even
is...
a man who's pure of heart can become a werewolf.
Yeah.
What's that bit about the werewolf?
Even a man who is pure in the heart and says his prayers by night can become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the moon is full and bright. That is Lon Chaney Jr.
I've seen those, but I don't really know those films.
The thing is, I used to watch the Hammer ones, and they used to shit me up. But with those ones, they didn't used to shit me up, so I used to watch them just to study the cinematography and the acting.
The House That Dripped Blood's quite good, isn't it? You seen that one? That's a portmanteau one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I used to quite enjoy the portmanteau. Did you like the portmanteau horror films?
I'm not too familiar with them. I'm more into Hammer, Universal, and
the portmanteau ones are all the ones that are like with the four blokes that are on a train and they all tell a story each and kind of things like that.
Yeah,
those ones.
Are there many of them? I do know.
There's more than you realise probably. There's Doctor Terror's House of Horrors, isn't there? There's the one where the four people. Yeah, there's the four people on the train. The House That Dripped Blood's another one. I can't think of any more.
There's one called Dead of Night I think it's from the 40s, actually, late 40s or early. Yeah, I think it's late 40s. That's pretty good, a British film. Also, you could say Twilight Zone, the movie. That's 5 different stories, isn't it?
Oh, recently in the Fortean, they did Haxon's 100 Years Old, isn't it? I downloaded it. I still haven't watched it yet. Haxon and the Creeps is supposed to be a good, really old film to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Todd Browning with the Freak Show people.
What? He's made another film with those people. I know Freaks. I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, Freaks.
That's like 1920, isn't it? For the Freaks.
No, it must be 30s. I'm sure it's talking. So I think it's post Dracula. Dracula was in 31, I believe. Yeah. So Freaks was 30s. I was writing a bit about that this afternoon.
I tried stuff.
Which one of those? I probably
that'll
have
be
seen
like
some.
Argento, like the Italian directors.
What, Cannibal Holocaust, that kind of thing.
The Giallo stuff is more like the Italian slashers.
From what, the 70s?
Fulci's another. Yeah, what was it? Tenebrae. Tenebrae is like that's a good film.
I'm not too familiar, but the cannibal films are from they were Italian
I think Fulci
directors,
did them, didn't
they?
Tenebrae's got a good soundtrack to it as well. Goblin did the sound.
Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, some good stuff out there if you can, good cinema from the past. I don't get...
because we just watch streaming at home now. We don't have like regular telly anymore. I got the Arrow Films streaming service. That's got some good stuff on it. Fulci did Zombie. Zombie's the one where the woman gets the where she gets the splinter through her eye. You seen that one?
I'm not sure. There's one called The Witch, isn't there? Yeah. No, there's some good stuff out there. Also, there's a channel called Legend, which shows some good. They show the old horror films as well. And I was watching Kelly's Heroes on the other night with Clint Eastwood, which is a bit of a shit film, to be honest, isn't it? It's not. Does
anybody know what's the zombie film? The one where they're in the underground base and it's got and they train that zombie called Bub. Is it called Bub or something? You seen that one?
No, I'm not familiar with that. When I, a bit more info, I may have come across it.
It's like a post zombie where people start getting their shit together. No, is it
Day
Day
of the
Dead?
Dead?
Is it?
Is it? That's Romero, isn't it? George A. Romero made that one. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Dawn
it's
of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and all that shit.
I don't think it is Day. Yeah. That's not Day of the Dead. Is it the one where they're in the underground military base?
It's how. Which one are they in the shopping centre?
That's Dawn of the Dead, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Dawn of the Dead.
That is funny.
The remake.
That's a satire
I don't think the remake's bad at that either. You seen the Zack Snyder remake?
I have not. No, I've seen the original. I got to admit, I do. The thing is, zombie films I think are a bit hard to watch. They're not very good, are they?
The only thing I don't like about zombie films is the fact that there's always somebody that does something fucking really dumbassly stupid, and that's
you
how
have
the
to
zombies
for the zombies
get in,
to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for fuck's sake, you idiot.
But yeah, it's pretty good. No, I was writing now. Back to Freaks. I was writing about that this afternoon. I'm just composing a piece on. It's actually on the Fiji mermaid, and we can cover it on here one night. So, yeah, do you know the Fiji mermaid?
Is that the Barnum and Bailey attraction?
Yeah. So basically, it's they would have freak shows
isn't it
in
a monkey stitched to a fish, basically?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I'm writing a piece on that, and introducing it via.
I'll tell you, it would be a good
the freak
funny
shows.
One. What would be a good funny one for you to do? You ever heard of Jimbo the lobster boy?
Well, yeah, that's actually
Grady.
a proper deformity.
Is it Grady or something? The lobster boy? You not heard of him?
I don't know, but that's a proper.
He used to beat the shit out of his wife. He was a proper piece of shit. Ended up getting shot. That's a really good story. That is.
But yeah, but I got to admit though, I was given a copy of Freaks on video. I can't remember someone because I did like these old films. Yeah. People knew this. And someone bought me a copy of that, and to be honest, it is a difficult watch. Though that film, I don't know if you have seen it. I take it.
I've downloaded it. I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
Yes, it's not a pleasant film to watch.
Is it a tricky watch?
Yeah, I've
heard it's pretty. Isn't it like basically what Lynch wished he could make?
Yeah, possibly, but I think it was a case of There's a lot of deformity in that in those days, especially after World War One. Lon Chaney, the actor, he got a lot of inspiration for his makeup through soldiers coming back from the war deformed. Like Phantom of the Opera, the Phantom has no nose, that kind of thing.
That weird stuff where where they used to wear the masks when they came back,
exactly a false nose and that
Yeah, they cover all that up. Yeah,
but I think with Freaks, I think the director, who he thought, well, rather than get makeup to do this thing, why not just use proper deformed people in the film? And that's what they've got. And it was, it's a very unusual film, and but you just, I don't think I'd watch it again. But
really,
but it's weird if you've not seen it. Oh, it is. It's weird. It's odd, very odd. And but anyway, okay then.
Haxon's supposed to be pretty creepy as well, isn't it, for an old film?
Which one?
Haxon.
Yeah, some good stuff. It's worth having a look. But anyway, okay, back to Yorkshire Nessie. So we've had a bit of background there into Filey Brig and shit, but it was the 1930s when reports of Yorkshire Nessie really gained momentum. So let's go over to Hemmy, who's going to tell us some more tales.
Not Dom.
Yeah, no. Over to Hemmy. I'm not pissed enough to fuck it up yet. I will be.
Yeah, this is going to
tell us some more tales.
This isn't going to work, so I'm going to read it properly. On Wednesday, 3rd of January 1934, the Dundee Evening Telegraph reported the following. There was excitement in Filey today when it was reported that either the Loch Ness Monster had found its way to the Yorkshire coast or that Filey had developed a monster of its own. This morning, a stroller along Filey near Scarborough reported they'd seen a huge body with numerous humps and a small head a short way out to sea. Was it not just Diane Abbott out having a paddle?
Putting his shoes on the wrong way.
Yeah, putting on shoes on. A search covering Filey Brig and North Bay proved fruitless, but farther north near Gristhorpe, Gristhorpe Bay, there was more... Why are northern names just so horrible? Gristhorpe.
Gristhorpe Bay.
Here he is.
Is that a northerner I can hear?
No, it's Postman Hobbit.
Hey, Hobbit.
Yeah, 9 till 6, my fucking ass. Lorry full of goods. Can anyone help me with this? Oh no, it's the driver's responsibility. Right, I'm going to kick these boxes out as quick as possible. So, if ever you broke something fragile, fuck you.
9 to 6, my fucking to ass.
Yeah, well, you'll know how to... You'll figure out how they do it. A search covering Filey Brig and North Bay proved fruitless, but farther north, near Gristhorpe Bay, there was more excitement when a supposed monster was seen 200 yards from the shore. When it approached, however, the long line of humps separated, and the monster proved to be a school of large porpoises a-line.
I don't like Tut Monster. Monster's not friendly.
No, it's not friendly. In February 1934, a report surfaced when it revealed that the Nottingham Evening Post that a feud had broke out between Grimsby and Cleethorpes fishermen. They're not friendly. Both reported their trawl nets had been interfered with. Both parties blamed the other out of fish caught in their nets on their hooks had been wrenched off. Such was the destruction that both Cleethorpes and Grimsby ports had a night watchman employed to keep an eye on their nets and hooks. The missing fish. What's this, Ian? The missing fish were then blamed, wouldn't it be?
The missing fish were then blamed when a mysterious creature was observed at Tut Sea.
One witness claimed it was bigger than Tut Motorboat and had a tree trunk neck, while another described small eyes, a big head, and a long raking body with two bumps on it. On the 5th of February 1934, the Hull Daily Mail... Mind you, they probably spoke in RP back in 1934, didn't they? The Hull Daily Mail picked up the story saying, fishermen at Cleethorpes are convinced that the monster has been robbing their lines is a giant seal. One who claims he has seen it twice during the weekend said it was looking exactly like a seal, but he said it is a very big one, about 8 feet long. The other fisherman who claimed to have seen it confirmed this view. Whatever it is, has a voracious appetite. It does sound like it might be Diane Abbott. When a young fisherman went out to examine his lines, they found him been torn clean from the buoy to which they had been attached. Don't you hate it when Yanks call them buoys?
Yeah, it does my head in.
On the 6th of February 1934, the Daily Mirror ran a story in which they claimed that Grimsby fishermen were on the trail of the Humber monster. W. Croft, a fisherman of Rowson Street, Cleethorpes, had reported that his two sons saw something large and unknown in the vicinity of his fishing lines. He described it as having ears and a mane, but added that it was way underwater before he could get a close view. Then the apparent culprit was caught on the 7th of February 1934. The Nottingham Evening Post ran this story. Humber monster killed. Bridlington fishermen believe they have solved the mystery of the monster, which was reported to have been seen off the Humber and is stated to have been dragged off fishermen's lines as the lines were being hauled in. The crew of the fishing coble.
That's what it's called. Yeah, that's what it. I don't know. It must be a northern thing. Yeah.
The fishing coble Cutty Sark yesterday arrived at Brislington with a seal weighing over 16 stones and measuring nearly 6 feet long. The men who caught the seal were those who were wrecked when the Premier 2 went aground south of Hornsey last month. Bill Glenton, one of them, stated, "We are fishing some distance out of the bay when I found something heavy on one of the lines. The weight of whatever I had caught had taken the lines right under the boat, and I did not know what I was pulling in. Suddenly I saw a huge head appear at the side of the boat, and I nearly let go of the line with surprise. First I didn't know what it was, and the thought of the Loch Ness Monster, but when I saw the whole of the body, I realised it was a large seal. With the help of my brothers Bob and Jack Collins, the other member of the crew, we dragged the seal aboard with a gaff and killed it. The arrival of the seal at the pier caused considerable interest and was later sold to a Scarborough fish buyer and taken to Scarborough. So that ended up in someone's fish fingers then, has it?
Yeah, and that was a bit like the scene in Jaws where they caught the wrong shark, didn't they? They caught a shark and everyone thought and brought it onto the and brought it back in and he said, "Yeah, you got the shark." And then
you've read the book of the
Hooper
Jaws?
arrives. I think I have actually. I've
it's
read
a lot
the book
more
of
interesting. I thought it was more interesting that the reason they wouldn't shut the beaches because they were being leaned on by the mob because they borrowed a lot of mob.
No, I've read the book of the Jaws as well, and I've listened to the rap singers as well on the top of the pops. On the top of the pops.
The top of the pops.
But yeah. There's an update from Hemi, Hobbit, I mean. He says in the chat, just got back home, oven on, water heating on, going to eat, then shower. Also, yes, I am a postie, and I drive a lorry, and fuck me, I didn't sign up for 500 plus boxes of handball a day. I don't follow. Just let me drive the lorry, make it a tipper body, so everything I can get it then chucked in.
AlphaGo says, John Seal fights Sharknado. Bridlington United. Lol, Seal alert to the broadside.
So what does it mean, though? Is Hobbit here, or is he not here?
He'll be back here in a minute. I assume
right,
his dinner on. Also around this time, Fort Grimsey Ben, Jay Porritt, Jay Swan.
I am here, but not really, if that makes sense.
And G Woods.
Handball is trucker scumbag slang for manual handling.
Yeah.
How
many prostitutes did he kill today, then?
Unfortunately, not nearly enough to satisfy my rage.
It never is it?
I'm going to get through my monthly quota in a few days, I fucking swear it.
Yeah.
They described it as having humps that left the water of the Humber broken at intervals by hashes of a black shining body. Oh, this is fucking... It is Diane Abbott. Diane Abbott is the fucking... The Yorkshire Nessie.
The Yorkshire Nessie. Does that mean Jeremy Corbyn shagged the Yorkshire Nessie?
Yes. On the 17th of February 1934, the Norther, I assume that's Northern Daily.
I don't know.
Fucking hell, you could be with your terrible grammar and spelling. You could be a.
Oh right,
journalist.
okay. The Northern, yeah.
The Northern Daily Mail. Go on then.
Wait there. I've written 3,000 words in this thesis, and there's one spelling mistake. So yeah, go on.
The Northern Daily Mail identified another potential suspect of what the seam monster baby. What does that
sea
mean?
Monster?
The sea monster. The sea monster. That's two.
Well, the sea monster may be.
No, you
sea
put
monster
seam, and then
monster.
Yeah,
it was exactly because it had a seam down its back. That's right. That's it. That's correct. It was called the seam monster because it had a seam. So a line down its back stitched up.
Hopes of a filing monster disappointed. For a few minutes yesterday, filing people believed they were being visited by a monster, but their hope for a new attraction for the summer season was soon dashed. Mr. Titch Jenkinson, I love these names. Mr. Titch Jenkinson, skipper of the Filey motorboat.
Is that because he had a small dick? Yeah. Called Titch Jenkinson. Everyone had seen him in the showers. Titch Jenkinson's here.
Titch Jenkinson. Titch Jenkinson. Skipper of the Filey motorboat Heather saw what seemed to be a huge creature when he was 2 miles.
He didn't have a girlfriend. He couldn't get a girlfriend for some strange reason.
Yeah. It appeared to be resting near the brig. Other fishermen also noticed it and raced towards the brig. When we got near it, said Jenkinson, we found a huge seal, the biggest I've seen, resting on the rocks. The rocks behind it gave the appearance of a long body. When we got near it, the seal dived into the water and swam away. It's definitely Diane Abbott. This is Diane Abbott.
Titch Jenkinson certainly didn't have a long body, did he?
Yeah.
So.
Also in February 1934, 2 fishermen, Jack Thompson and his brother Jim, were out in a little rowing boat about a mile east of Redcar. As they checked their nets at daybreak, they were stunned to see a huge creature in the sea. Jim described the monster as follows. It had head like horse or hippopotamus, big eyes and a broad snout. We watched it for about a quarter of an hour. It approached the boat, but when it got near it, it plunged under the water and we saw it no more. In all their 50 years of fishing, the brothers had never seen anything like this creature. Bar gum. And further down the coast, a fisherman in a boat near Cleethorpes was checking fishing lines when he shocked his shipmates by shouting in fear and falling back into them. Fucking hell, what is he? Like, oh, I'm swooning. Was he a Victorian lady or something? He could only point in speechless horror as to what he had seen in the water. Definitely Diane Abbott. His mates rushed to the side to see the water swirling in a huge black shape that vanished into the depths. Initially, the crew believed the creature was a seal, but they admitted they'd never seen a creature, seal or otherwise, as large as this. There was certainly something unusual going on off the coast of Yorkshire at this time. So let's go over to Ian for more tales of Yorkshire Nessie.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Hemmy. Yeah. So there was a huge creature seen in the sea. So it wasn't Titch Jenkinson, was it? So let's have a look then. Let's move on then into the final third of the story.
Into the abyss.
In March 1934, both the Daily Telegraph and the Yorkshire Evening Post reported that local Coast Guard Wilkinson Herbert had encountered the monster. So yeah, Wilkinson Herbert. That's a sort of a. Should his surname not be his first name?
Is his name the wrong way around? Was he given his name the wrong way around or something?
Yeah. I used to know a guy called Robert Roberts. I thought, what were his parents thinking? But anyway, Mr. Herbert was returning from watch on Carnaze on a path near the water's edge when he spied an object crawling over some black-looking seaweed and recounted the following story. Last night I was going along Filey Sands on duty. The rain had stopped and the stars were shining. In the darkness, I missed the top path to Filey Brig and took one near the water's edge near Filey Brig rocks. I heard a growling like a dozen dogs ahead. Walking nearer, I had switched on my torch and was confronted by a huge neck 6 yards in front of me, rearing up 8 feet high. The head was a startling sight, huge eyes like saucers glaring at me. The creature's mouth was a foot wide, and with a neck would be a yard around.
And it said, "Listen, Jeremy."
Listen, Jeremy, the Conservatives are not treating the people nice. Anyway, the monster appeared as startled as I was. Shining my torch along the ground, I saw the body
about
like
30 feet
long.
in London.
Yeah.
Did you see that seal? Yeah. Was it in London or was it Manchester? Or I can't remember. The seal that was knocking one out. Did you not see that?
No, I didn't see this. I've seen the monkey knocking one out, but not a seal.
No, recently there was a seal somewhere. I think it was London, and it was
having one off the wrist,
one out in front of everybody. Dirty little fucker.
I'm trying to work it out though. It's not like it's got flippers, isn't it? How can is their dick quite high up their body? I don't know. How does it work?
No, it's just like massive flippers. It's like probably where.
Oh right, long flippers, so it could reach down.
Yeah.
Because they've got. I'm trying to work out even where the dick would be, because they've got the long body, and then it goes in. It splits.
Probably,
like
I think they're just like dogs with flippers, basically, aren't they?
Yeah, all right, fair enough. So it would rub against someone's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right then. So anyway, back to the story. This is what he said. I thought that this was no place for me, and from a distance, I threw stones at the creature. That wasn't very nice, was it?
Nope.
So it moved away, growling fiercely, and I saw the huge black body and 2 humps on it, and 4 short legs with huge flippers on them.
Definitely Diane Abbott. Like, this is spot on, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Because I could not see any tail. It moved quickly, rolling from side to side, and went into the sea. From the cliff top, I looked down and saw 2 eyes, like torchlights, shining out shining out to sea 300 yards away. It was the most gruesome and thrilling experience. I have seen big animals abroad, but nothing like this. So yeah, It has been suggested that Herbert had seen a sea lion. And what we can do, Hemi, we can have a look at a sea lion now. If you put on the next picture there, this is the final one, number 15, we'll have a quick look and see the sea lion. And it's interesting, this, I think, generally, if you look at this.
You know what NASA and a sea lion have got in common, don't you?
Need another 7 astronauts.
They're both looking for a tighter seal.
Ah, right, pretty good, yeah. But if you look at that, it's very Loch Ness Monster-like, isn't it? You've got the flippers there, the long neck, the small head, and the humpback. So, you know, it's easy. Especially if visibility is not great, or if you're pissed, you could look at that and think, well, that's a sea serpent, plesiosaur type animal, which is often the case. Anyway, further north in Grimsby Bay, Tut Monster was seen again 200 yards from Tut Shore. Much excitement was caused as a line of humps was observed in the water, but unfortunately it proved to be a false alarm as the row of humps suddenly separated and turned out to be some porpoises swimming in a line. In early August 1936...
on porpoise?
6? Ah, right, okay. I seal what you're saying there.
Alaska.
So,
Alaska.
Yeah, whatever, Devon, Puckarada. Anyway, so in early August 1936, the monster was seen by 3 prominent politicians. Herbert Whittard, former Lord Mayor of Norwich, Charles Amon, Labour Member of Parliament for Camberwell North, and his wife and children, and Archibald Gosling, a former Labour MP at Eccles in the Norfolk coast.
Okay,
Wilter described what...
out there?
Well, you know, probably, you know what politicians are like, innit? Into dominatrix and things like that.
Yeah.
Michael Hutchins type sex games.
Wanking on the back of a dog.
Wilter, exactly. Oh, and also they were with their Welsh friend Di Wankin. So, Witter described what he saw in the sea on that day as follows. The creature looked like a huge snake.
Well, we know it's not Titch then, don't we?
Yeah, Titch and his 1 incher, isn't it? Eh? Isn't it? So, yeah. Anyway, it was at least a mile out to sea and swimming parallel with the coast. Its speed was terrific, from 90 to 100 miles per hour, and would not be exaggerated to estimate. It disappeared very quickly on the skyline in the direction of Happisburgh. Charles Amon, MP, added that the creature was about 40 feet long and different parts of the body rose in and out of the water with a movement similar to an eel. Witter dismissed the idea that they were mistaken and had misinterpreted a line of porpoises and said the following: "The suggestion that we mistook a shoal of porpoises for the serpent is ridiculous. I am an old sailor, and I know something about the habits of porpoises." Yeah. So he's probably drunk his own piss at some point, hasn't he? And Roger the cabin boy. It gets very lonely out at sea.
Don't forget Seaman Staines.
Exactly. Sightings of a monster off the Yorkshire coast continued in the first few weeks of August 1936. Mr. J. Barclay, owner of the Cliffs Cafe, Shrewsbury, was an official coast watcher for the Board of Trade. He told the Leeds Mercury that he had watched the creature through some telescope from the top of the Shrewsbury Cliffs for 20 minutes, and he stated, after lying on top of the water, it would rush and dive as though feeding on something below. He described it as being between 14 and 20 feet long and looking like a huge black fish. As sightings continued, thousands of visitors flocked to the coastal towns of Yorkshire in the hope of catching a glimpse of the monster, and many did. Monster hunters scoured the Yorkshire coast and gave the creature a name: Slippery Sam. The name reflects the fact that the witnesses' descriptions of the creature were very varied. They described it as being like a huge fish, like a serpent, like a horse, like a hippopotamus. And the fact that descriptions were so varied leads to the obvious question: Were people witnessing the same thing?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Yep. Question, 2 fingers. A number of explanations were offered in the press for the monster sightings. Some suggested porpoises swimming in a line would give the impression of humps near the surface, although former Lord Mayor Whittard dismissed this explanation. Other suggestions, it might be a shark. Another explanation was offered that the witnesses had actually seen a flock of birds flying close to the surface of the sea.
It is flogging publicly for coming out with some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
That is some serious bullshit, that is.
We should kick the fucking shit out of him, whoever said that.
He sounds like
crap.
a twat, doesn't he?
Can take him out the car. Yeah, let's take him to the car park and fucking do him over. Fucking arsehole.
Yeah, just
looking at
when
the
he was at
distance.
a meeting or whatever, and voiced that. It's just out.
Yeah, I know.
Just get out now.
And he'd say, and then as we're kicking his head in, it's like, hey, why aren't you being friendly to me? Hey, you from London? Anyway, the people who saw the flock of seagulls looking at a distance, this may give the impression of a long.
Away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, give the impression of a long undulating neck.
No.
Seals.
No. Have you ever seen a flock of birds flying that looks like a fucking neck?
No. If they are flying in a line, if they're flying,
this bloke, he should be. We should find out who he is, and his ancestors should be mocked, and his descendants should be mocked. Now they should be found.
We should glass him in the face, shouldn't we?
That's probably a bit too far, Ian. That's actual threats.
Anyway, maybe we should rape his wife, take it in turns on her.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah. Slap her round the face with our semis. Anyway.
Titch could join in.
Oh, he couldn't join in. No, it'd be like, certainly not. Anyway. Seals were another explanation, though these would be rather too slow to explain most sightings of our speedy monster. However, the claims that the creature could swim at 100 miles per hour must surely be an exaggeration.
Well, only slightly.
The differing descriptions and the different locations suggest that witnesses had seen or misinterpreted a number of different creatures for the monster. But perhaps the most likely explanation...
it could also be a flock of fucking birds, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be, yeah. But perhaps the most likely explanation for the majority of sightings was that it was a whale. We must also take into account that the spate of sightings took place in the early 1930s. It was around this period that there was a glut of well-publicised Fortean activity.
Wasn't there also a man with a hypnotic moustache in the 1930s?
Yeah, there was, yep. Freddie Mercury. The Loch Ness Monster became world famous and often made the front pages. Jeff, the talking mongoose, was making a name.
Did you say there's a film?
I don't know. I've been looking forward to it. Actually, I want to see it. It should be out soon. I'm sure it's been made, but I did Google it the other day, and I can't see a release date. But I'm sure it is actually in the can. Probably for a general film goer, there wouldn't be much in it. But if you're interested in the story, like I am,
I think it'd be quite. I think it's quite a good story.
Well, I think you've got.
If they made like a decent, if they stopped having like gays and blacks in it, and like told the story properly, it'd be like a decent family film, wouldn't it?
I think you've got to have an interest in it. Not everyone's into these things. People have different interests, but I do like, myself personally, I'm sure other people as well do like strange tales from the past. And this is one with a supernatural tinge to it, even though it can be bullshit, and it probably is. Well, obviously it's not real, is it? But there are elements to the story, a lot of elements to the story which are real, and it's also a time capsule, and living in a remote house in the 1930s, it's good. Well, I think I would enjoy the film. I know I will if I saw it, but I think as a general film, you probably yeah. It should be out this year, but I don't know it. I wouldn't have thought it's going to be on wide release. But
I can't find anything either. All I know is Simon Pegg's in it.
Anyway, so as I was saying, at this time in the 1930s, Jeff the Talking Mongoose was making a name for himself on a farm in the Isle of Man, and also Harry Price was throwing stones around Borley Rectory when no one was looking and saying that a ghost did it. So, the 1933 film King Kong has often been blamed for putting ideas into people's heads around this time too. So did Yorkshire want a piece of the action with its own monster? And that was King Kong, not
what? You still there, Ian? Hold on. Something gone horribly wrong. Hello. Hold on. Let's get out and back in again. Hello. Ian, are you there?
I think I'm here. Am I here?
Yeah, what happened there? I thought my connection crap out.
No, it was Ian. It was Ian who disappeared.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're back. You disappeared.
Both of you disconnected. You both went silent.
Yeah, that's peculiar. Maybe I'll tell you what. Then what we got is another 2 paragraphs, and we'll tie up this case, and then we can get on to some unexplained histories. So anyway, so hopefully you caught that last bit about King Kong. Yeah, about that. Well, basically, okay. The 19th. Just run through that. Then the 1933 film King Kong has often been blamed for putting in ideas into people's heads around this time.
Well,
so did Yorkshire want a piece of the action?
Giant gorilla, sea monster, same sort of thing, isn't
it? And also in more recent times, you've had King Dong, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you've seen him, I think he's dead now.
Flesh Gordon.
Well, Flesh Gordon was a softcore film. King Dong, though, he was down to his knees. Anyway, so in mid-August 1936, a party of campers saw what they thought was an upturned canoe on the beach near Cleethorpes. On closer investigation, it turned out to be a stranded whale. The Hull Daily Mail picked up the story, saying, Loch Ness and other resorts may claim to see monsters, but Cleethorpes catches them. There you go. In any case, though, to tie up, the nature of human perception means that if we look hard enough, we will see monsters, whether they are there or not. Thank you.
Oh, apparently it's completed. Nandor Fodor. It's called Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. Apparently it's completed.
That's right. It is completed. Am I still online? Am I still here?
Yeah, I can still hear you fine.
All right, good. Yeah, it is. It's been completed for a while. I've been looking for a release date, so I so we can see it. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where it's not going to get a wide release, isn't it? It's not like Star Wars or something like that. I
think it's probably going to streaming somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, it should be good. It's good to see that. There have been some Borley Rectory films in recent times. They were a bit shit, a bit low budget, a bit crap. But no, this looks like this should be a better film, and it's going to be a bigger budget, isn't it? Some bigger name actors in it.
They need to do the Harry Price universe, don't they?
Oh, but yeah, it's good stuff. I don't know if Hobbit's still there, but I'm going to take a quick toilet break. I'll be back in 1 minute.
I'm here, but I've got a throbbing headache. I can't do more than shitpost. I could say Antarctica update. There's stuff happening in Antarctica.
Oh, is there? What's happening in Antarctica?
Well, so now let me preface this by saying, if you detect an FM signal, which means frequency modulation, that is artificial. It's inherently artificial. You don't get naturally occurring FM signals. It's been an FM signal has been detected from Ganymede, which is one of the moons of Jupiter. So an agency are sending down CIA. Are sending down a team there so that they can have so that they can use the radio telescope to intercept the signal, and I don't know what they're going to do from that. But yeah, watch this space, Antarctica news.
Ooh. Yeah, because AM signal's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you can diagnose problems with your car, can't you, from like weird sounds you get through AM. Okay, then that went down like a. All right,
well, I just come back in on it. So, some histories.
Unexplained histories. Right, let's have a look.
Hey, chat. Can anybody answer me? Is Hemi quieter than everybody else in it? Because Ian's loud. Just a little bit.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, you see, it seems okay in my cans, but yeah. So unexplained histories.
Your end of it.
Yeah. Any fire video today, Hobbit?
No, he's been at work.
Oh right, okay.
You seen that? Do you want to do this one, Ian? Lake monster captured on camera at Madin Dam, Mexico.
Is that the one? Police searching for. Where are we? Where with me? Got police searching for lake monster in the depths of.
Oh, what are you seeing then?
Let
me just refresh this.
Yeah, massive dam. Blah blah blah. The Mirror, the Daily Mirror. Police searching for new Loch Ness monster in depths.
You're on the Daily Mirror.
Yeah, same thing. I put it. Yeah, stick it in chat there. So I stuck it in there. It's in at. So
look.
10:39. We'll have a look at this. This report comes from the Mirror website. There's also a picture there, isn't there? Should be a picture.
I don't know where you put that in.
All right, fair enough. Stick.
You
put
it somewhere. You put it somewhere,
history.
and I have absolutely no idea where.
Wait there. I'll upload it again. Wait there. I put it into.
Put it in the back chat.
For a moment.
Here.
There you go. I'll do that now. Here we go. Paste. Enter.
That's it. I can see it now.
There you go. Cool. Stick that out, and what we'll do is run through that now. Let's have a look there. Yeah, so this report comes from the Daily Mirror, and it is.
I can say from the Unexplained Mysteries picture, I'm not convinced. It looks a bit like. I should imagine. It looks to me like that ring is fairly naturally occurring, while the bit in the middle is CGI'd.
Yeah, someone's lobbed a rock in there or something. Anyway, police in Mexico are hunting for a Nessie-style monster said to be living in the depths of a reservoir by a massive dam. The monster, more than 5,000 miles away from Scotland's Loch Ness, has been spotted by locals apparently swimming in the lake's deep waters. So yeah, I wouldn't be swimming in there if there's a fucking deadly monster in there. Civil leaders and police have been swamped by reported sightings with a photograph said to show the monster making the rounds on social media after being posted to the local town hall website. And Hemi's showing different pictures there. There we go. So the photograph shows what seems to be a dark body, which could be a fin or a curved back emerging from the waters. It just
looks too blurry. Everything else is in really good focus. Yet that's blurry. That's what's.
Yeah, but then if it's Photoshop, it's easy. Anyone with a bit of knowledge on Photoshop or photography can debunk that quite quickly, and it wouldn't get this far in the news. A bit like the one with Prince Andrew with his arm around that woman that he didn't shag. He gave her 12 million quid. Yeah. Anyway, now local town hall officials in the city of Atipazan, Zangora, or whatever, in the Mexico state of Mexico, have ordered police to patrol the lake and are looking to get to the bottom of the sightings. So, well, surely Mexico's got.
Do you get it?
Is there not a lot of crime and murder and rape going on in Mexico?
Yeah, but there's too much to solve, so, let's just do this instead.
Anyway. Locals believe that, like Nessie's legend, the monster is a left-behind dinosaur which has developed in isolation. According to
fucking breeding, they ain't immortal, are they? Dinosaurs aren't immortal, are they?
Well, it could be a third-dimensional creature coming through a wormhole. You also have to consider that. According to Atizapazan civic leaders, people say that Mexican Nessie lives at the bottom of the reservoir and protects the area. The authorities have said that patrols around the lake will solve the mystery as to what lies below the surface. Local media quoted the Atizapazan town hall as saying in a statement, this fact adds to the comments from residents of Atizapazan who assure that a dinosaur lives at the bottom of the dam, which protects the place. Protects it from what? Anyway, they added, at the request of the citizens and the government, we will carry out patrols around the place and clear up the mystery. Not everyone, though, is convinced. Some, according to local media, believe the monster could be a huge crocodile, while others said it could simply be a large blob of poo from the sewage water. Well, I don't think that's a bit of a... I don't know who pushed that out, but that would kill you, couldn't it? Many also seem to be against human intervention, when some saying, leave the poor animal in peace and don't go and kill it. Whatever it is, the local authorities are apparently taking the matter seriously and have surrounded the reservoir with patrols to get to the bottom of multiple sightings. So there you go. Nessie is now in Mexico.
Ooh. You heard Scotland's Cawdor Castle is said to be home to a ghostly woman with no hands. She can't feel her legs, apparently.
How's she going to wank you off then?
I said she can't feel her legs.
Oh, I'm with you, right, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
Castle made famous for its connections to... Aren't you supposed to say the Scottish play? Isn't it like bad luck to say it? Or is that just for theatre fags?
You've got to say a prayer. You've got to say a prayer if you don't... If you mention the Scottish play. I'll tell you what, interestingly...
Yeah.
A quick one though. I used to work in a pub, and we had a fringe theatre above the pub. You know, showing plays, and they had Macbeth first night. Yeah, it was actually a modern version. It was done in 60s gangster style, but on the first night, I used to live in the flat above, and we were doing some washing, and the washing machine broke and flooded the flat, and also the water went into the theatre and flooded the theatre, and the play had to be called off. So yeah, but the director said, "Oh, this is great. You know, it's unlucky to do Macbeth, and we've got some bad luck. Get the press in, and we'll do some free publicity." So yeah, interesting. But anyway, never mind. Carry on.
I think there's not much to it. Just the woman's got no hands. How does she smell? Terrible. Castle,
right, okay.
Situated in the countryside near Nairn in the Scottish Highlands, Cawdor Castle was built around a 15th century tower house and is best known for its connection to Shakespeare's Macbeth. Don't know.
Yeah.
The titular titular character, which was made the Thorn of Cawdor. Although in real life, the castle was not built until many centuries after the life of the 11th century King Macbeth. Today, the castle remains a popular tourist attraction, but within its walls, there is said to lurk a ghostly presence that many claim to have seen wondrous. Anyway, what's the problem? She's got no hands. She ain't gonna fucking strangle you out, is she?
Exactly. Yeah.
The story goes.
Nice.
The story goes that Muriel Calder, daughter of the Earl of Calder, was kidnapped as a child and forced to marry Sir John Campbell of Argyll, although some say she was genuinely in love with him. The tale has many variations. General gist is that Muriel attempted to escape by climbing down from one of the castle's tower windows. While hanging from the sill, a single sword swing severed both her hands, sent her plummeting to her demise. So why didn't they help her up?
Serves her right. Well, they couldn't, could they? Because if she hasn't got any hands, they grab her arms below the wrist, but then they just slip off.
Yeah.
So
why did they cut her hands off in the first place? It doesn't make no sense.
Favours to other men. So for money.
Anything else?
She was providing happy endings. But anyway, what we've got there, if you look in the chat there, we've got Daily Record. I just posted that one, and it's got the 5 recent Loch Ness monster sightings. Yeah, so let's have a look at that one. Stick that one up. We'll review 5 most recent Loch Ness monster sightings. Let's have a look, because as we're on a sort of a sea/lake monster tangent tonight, we'll
not be stroking.
Cover a few.
They'll get the rumps
up. What's her face with no hands won't be stroking you, will she?
Yeah.
So,
Muriel won't.
What's going on there? Duck a go-go. But anyway, I'll kick it off then. Oh, the Loch Ness Centre has announced it will reopen this year following a major transformation.
Is that your mate Steve running
the visitor centre? No, it's not actually. But I went there last year. I did go there last year, and it's a good place. That was where I showed
this, where you have to like film it in as low resolution as possible.
Yeah.
At all times, it's only allowed to be filmed in low resolution, like you doing it on a fucking
no, but
1990.
If you want to get some money, off YouTube, it's wise to film it in low resolution so people can't see that it's just a duck.
Yeah.
But I went to the Loch Ness Centre last year, and it is a good museum. It's not expensive. I think it's about £8 to get in. Yeah, and I saw that. I showed you but I showed the video of the submarine last year, Macken as well, wasn't it? That thing where the guy was going underwater. Yeah. There's some good stuff there, but I got to admit, it wasn't in good condition. The museum,
Yeah.
And there were some displays, and there was gaffer tape holding it together. But anyway, but this is good because they've done the visitor centre up.
It's not the 90th anniversary.
It says,
though, is it?
It would be
in the 15th century.
The first modern. It would be 1933, which was sort of when it kind of took off. That was when the surgeon. You had the fame. Was it 34? I think it was 34. The surgeon's photo. But 33
you're missing the
lead. When it started to.
The lead is Scotland's Best Kebab House, named as Takeaway Crown winner at Top Awards.
Oh yeah, on the top of the pops.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's have a look. But in terms of modern day Loch Ness, it was 1933. When it became famous, even though there were sightings before then. But it could be any old shit. But the Loch Ness Centre has announced it will reopen this year following a major transformation, which is good. The visitor centre, situated in the village of Drumnadrochit, close to the shores of the iconic loch, will once again open its door this spring. The reopening will coincide with the 30th anniversary of the first sighting of the Loch Ness Monster, which isn't strictly true, but, On April the 14th, 1933, hotel manager Aldi McKay reported seeing a whale-like fish in the waters of Loch Ness. This original sighting started a global phenomena, and to this day, people are still hunting Nessie. Following an investigation from the Continuum Attractions, the new Loch Ness Centre will continue the ongoing search for the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, right. The upgraded visitor centre will take visitors through 5 million years of the Loch Ness history, delving into the real people, places, stories, and scientific research that has kept the legend of Nessie alive over the years. More information can be found at this website. All right, fuck that. Meanwhile, read on. And that's it, really. Here we go. Go on to the site.
Star Trek actor Zachary Quinto has been to visited a Sky restaurant as he poses with the staff. That's good news.
Yeah, well, he did Star Trek last week, didn't you? When I as I said, I got a girlfriend. I didn't do Star Trek.
Yeah,
I've had so I don't have an anorak. To
be fair, what the fuck is that?
After having the sex with my girlfriend, her and I would watch Deep Space Nine or TNG.
Yeah. After you had Deep Space Nine with her. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
Hobbit might
in
be a
September,
bit of a
you're
titch.
back.
He might be like Titch, mightn't he?
Yeah. Well, if you've got those trousers which don't go down to your shoes, and there's a good few inches between shoe and turnip.
Like,
in September,
like your trousers
Birdwatcher
around with your shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Michael Jackson used to.
Birdwatcher Jamie Hutchison spotted. He spotted. Hang on, one moment.
Something odd.
Shit. Yeah, he spotted something odd in the water at Loch Long, so it wasn't Loch Ness. That led some to ask whether Nessie had taken a holiday. The insurance broker noticed a commotion on the surface.
To be fair, that's a decent quality picture.
And quickly
plus,
captured photos of the creature. Well,
that's
it's
a
obviously
decent quality
fish
picture.
there,
And what the fuck is it?
It's something, a seal maybe.
Is it a fraggle? Is it a fraggle? Is that what it is?
I don't know. There's obviously a fish there, isn't there? So it looks like a seal with a fish in his mouth, maybe.
Is that Bruce Forsyth's wig?
Is
that a fish with Bruce Forsyth's wig on?
Yeah, maybe it could be, or Paul Daniels with a wig on.
And now that's magic.
There's a wig wearer.
Yeah.
Right. So what else? He said.
Wig enjoyer.
So yeah, if you go on to the next one there, Irishman, Ian O'Fadican captured a photo of a black elongated shape on the surface of Loch Ness last October,
he took a
describing it
picture
as
of fuck all is what he took a picture of.
Okay. And then had a pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
And watched Riverdance and listened to U2. Okay then, so that's describing it as an eel-like, serpent-like thing. O'Fadican said that the object disappeared in seconds and never reappeared, and that's what he saw there. We can see there.
Yeah,
okay, scroll down to the next.
That so fucking clearly.
Right. Yeah. Go to the next one then. At the end of August, local residents spotted something moving against the current in Loch Ness over 7 minutes. The incident occurred on the northern tip of the loch. And there you go. You can see a V-shaped wake there. So the next one is a Loch Ness classic. Scroll down to the next picture. This will blow your mind.
This is whoa.
Right. On October the 11th, the Scots.
Definitive proof that Nessie exists.
Right, they
when
can't
you have to
actually
put a
see
red
anything.
ring round it, you know that's definitive proof, don't you?
On October the 11th, the Scots' mum and daughter shared a photo of a mysterious black hump as they approached, as it appeared before them as they walked on the banks of Loch Ness.
What year? 1996 on their fucking Nokia 5110. Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
The pair noticed a long break in the water, which was otherwise still unclarmed, just 200 yards off the bank. Right, well, I can't actually see anything in that picture.
That's a black fucking dot. That's it.
Let's go on to the next one. And this is a better one. If you scroll down, let's have a look at this. Another Irishman, Ian O'Fagan, captured 2 clips of a giant eel-like shapes moving along the surface of the water in September.
Yeah,
using newly installed cameras, he obtained the footage of the water disturbance, and long dark shape was recorded.
Look at this fucking boomer, look.
Minutes.
Taking pictures of the screen. What a fucking boomer.
But I tell you what, though, that is a lot better than the previous picture, which actually showed nothing.
To be fair, that's
so there you go.
That's not exactly a high bar, is it?
It's not, but at least there's something there, not like that previous picture. Which
Popsy says it's Ian Blackford out for a swim. Scraps 2023 says Nessie does have a nice smile there. And Artley says Nessie turns up just before Easter but disappears around October when the tourist season ends. I have it on good authority. He loves having his blurry picture taken.
Also, there's an African prince wants you to pay them £3,000 so that they can pay you back or something. But yeah, it's not bad, is it? So it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. What else have we got then for unexplained mysteries? Has Hobbit got something to add?
Hobbit, you there?
You gone?
Hobbit, mate. No,
you know,
there at the minute. He'll be back.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, what about this one then?
Do you know this guy, the pancake guy? The aliens made him pancakes. You ever heard this story before?
No, I've not heard aliens
I've
making
heard-
pancakes. But
I've heard this story before. Incident occurred on April 18th, 1961, when Simonton, who owned a chicken farm in Eagle River, Wisconsin, claimed to witness the shiny metal object land outside his house. The 54-year-old described how the craft had opened up and a humanoid entity appeared. At first, the otherworldly visitor simply motioned him that it wanted something to drink, so he grabbed a cup from the kitchen, filled it with water, and gave it to the creature. Has he not seen signs? He could have melted that poor thing to death, couldn't he?
Could throw water at it and it would kill it.
Yeah. Things quickly took a turn for the observed, however, when a short time later, one of the aliens reportedly entered his house, grabbed a pan, and started cooking a batch of pancakes. This sounds like a hobbit if he was an alien. The entities then re-entered their craft and flew off, knocking down a pine tree during their ascent.
Bastards.
I have heard that story before. There's a picture of him holding one of the pancakes, and they do look weird. There's a weird sea creature that looks like a saxophone, but I can't bother to do that one.
Oh, yeah. What about the... I'm stuck there in the chat.
28 girls hospitalised with anxiety after allegedly playing with a Ouija board.
No, but that's a good one, because I think what we need to do in the coming weeks, I've been sort of trying to put some... Well, I've been working on it for a while, but to put together a few things on the Ouija board and just general spiritualism, mainly from the Victorian age. Trying to get that together. We can do that one week. And also,
what I had on the slate a long time ago was Victorian mediums, because that's from when they had the ectoplasm coming out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the cum when someone had spunked in their face.
Yeah.
But I'd also carry out a Ouija board session myself and film that for the broadcast and see if I get anywhere. I've not had any luck yet, and we did do one, didn't we? We did do one. It was
You might get Zozo.
Well, that's what I want. That's what I'm after. I want to get try and contact something, but it's yet to happen. So, but yeah. So yeah, we'll try and get that together for the coming weeks.
So November 2022. Teachers at the Agricultural Technical Institute in Hato, Colombia, found 11 children collapsed in a corridor after an ill-fated Ouija board session. Similar things happened again. This time, 28 schoolgirls who ended up being hospitalised. There were 28 possible causes of anxiety in school. Students said school principal Hugo Torres. The girls' parents have since been attempting to get to the bottom of the situation. I work here in a hospital kiosk, and every day I see 3 or 4 children arriving after fainting, said one mother. Parents, you have to move, investigate what's happening at school, because our children cannot continue in this situation. So, clear as mud.
Yeah. Well, okay then, fair enough. We'll see what can come out of it. What about, I put in there, Mary Poppins actor, Dick Van Dyke, 97 in car crash.
Well, I mean, it's
in control.
His Cockney accent is definitely Fortean. That definitely.
And he's.
I'm skidding in the rain, just skidding in the rain.
And
I crashed my Lexus into a tree because I'm skidding in the rain.
And he's more formally known as Penis Van Lesbian.
Oh, have you?
That's all. That's all I wanted to say. So
okay.
yeah. The
He
story
sung that
bollocks.
song.
Do the accent, Dick.
No,
Do the accent.
There he is with his LGBT. He's got LGBTQ scarf, whatever.
Hello, God blimey, love a duck. I'm Dick Van Dyke. I am.
Do you remember his absolutely appalling son Barry that has ruined every fucking series he's joined the end of? That terrible Airwolf series he was in, where they had to reuse footage from old Airwolves. No one saw that. Just me.
No, I didn't see that.
Shows about a technologically advanced vehicle. You never told me Street Hawk's theme was composed by Tangerine Dream. It's brilliant.
I've told you that about 1,000,000 times, Hobbit.
Well, you should have told me 1,000,001 times, and it might have sunk in.
That's basically what I sold you on the series with, like the theme tunes done by Tangerine Dream.
No,
Danny
you said
Tootin was
it's got that Indian bloke from Star Trek Voyager in it.
I thought Dennis
yeah.
Waterman did the theme.
Yeah, he was in one episode. He's in the pilot episode, wasn't he, Chakotay? Did you know Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager is an American Indian?
It's literally blink and you'll miss it. And the rest of the show's not about him, so I'm glad.
I know. Yeah, because he's dead. That means he can't do his American Indian bullshit on there.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know any of this. I've got a girlfriend. I wouldn't know about Star Trek or things like that. Doctor Who is another one, isn't it?
No, Doctor Who. You don't talk about Doctor Who.
Hey.
First rule of Doctor Who Club is.
I thought that's what those people are into.
Especially after that Gary Glitter song about him. Doctor Who.
Hey.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Hey.
But in my day, it was like the heavy metal kids. You know, the ones with long hair and Iron Maiden T-shirts.
Yeah.
And they were the ones who couldn't get sex as well, as I remember rightly. They couldn't get. Yeah.
There's not much. I think we've done all the news on Unexplained Mysteries. What else can we find?
Yeah, well.
God, I'm running out of energy so badly. This is going to be a fucking struggle, lads. Right. What we got
upcoming programs.
Shall I do the funny bits? Shall I do the funny bits down the side from the Fortean?
Yeah, go for it. Strange deaths.
Mourners at the funeral of Jodie Perryman, 81, were surprised when they opened the cards that Jodie prepared for him before her death. Each contained a handmade Ouija board and the message, "Let's keep in touch."
Yeah.
Knob. This one's called. Having evacuated and sealed off part of the town centre of Burton Latimer in Northamptonshire after receiving reports of an unexploded wartime hand grenade, police discovered it was actually a green doorknob.
That's around your way, isn't it, Northamptonshire?
Yeah, Burton Latimer's just down the road. When Arkansas, Hobbit.
That's where Hillary Clinton's from.
Arkansas.
When an Arkansas state trooper tried to stop biker Christopher Gaylor, because not even Gaylor, he's Gaylor, because his bike had no visible license plate, he took off at high speed, leading to a chase that only ended when another officer tasered Gaylor, causing him to unexpectedly explode.
It sounds like he likes a good ride.
Not anymore. An investigation revealed Gaylor had been carrying approximately 1 gallon of gasoline in a backpack, said police spokesperson.
Is that the ride of his life?
Oh, he's expected to make a full recovery.
Yeah, one gallon of cum
is he
in
going
his
to stop
backpack.
being a Gaylor after this, then, is he?
Like Mark Allman did. Yeah.
How
it's
about
peculiar.
this one? Some shit painting that's made out of electrical tape. Turns out it's been upside down since 1945. But because the twat made it with electrical tape, they can't turn it the right way up for risk of damaging it.
Yeah. You could do one of those in your job, eh? You must use a lot of electrical tape.
Not anymore. Oh, how about this? The Wozniak family from Baltimore got more than they bargained for when they bought what they thought was a prop coffin on Facebook Marketplace for Halloween. When it arrived, it contained the ashes of a woman named Edith Cruz, as well as her photo, death certificate, and other personal items. Having posted a TikTok video about their find, they were able to make contact with Cruz family and return the items.
That was kind of them.
I met Steve Wozniak's son when I was in London. He's a proper nerd. I had a good, long, technical conversation with him. We ended up talking about locomotives.
Nice.
During a particularly tense game between football teams at Independiente and Racing Club in Argentina, the Argentine Premier League, Independiente forward Leandro Fernandez was struck in the face by a large fish hurled by a rival fan. He was knocked to the ground, but after a check-up was able to continue the match, although his team still lost.
Threw a large fish at him.
Yeah. Got fished in the face, mate.
Well, in the chat there, we can cover the
Fucking hell, how about this poor bitch?
the Loch Ness Centre.
How about this poor bitch?
You've got something.
She got 45-year-old woman in St. Gallen, Switzerland, left her car engine running when she got out to open the boot and forgot to apply the handbrake. The car was on a slight slope, so began to roll backwards. The owner tried to hold it back, but fell and was run over. The car then hit another vehicle and rebounded, running her over again, before hitting a curb and running her over for a third time. The car then hit a barrier and stopped while the woman was hospitalised with serious injuries. Dumbass.
You've got the Loch Ness recruitment article there. Put in the chat. If you want to have a look at that, and we can run through. Anyone's interested in who's listeners who wants a job in Loch Ness?
Residents of Monte Escobedo in Mexico were startled to see a dog running down the street carrying a human head in its mouth. Police apprehended the animal and retrieved the head, tracing it to an ATM booth where a dismembered corpse had been left with a warning note from one of the local drug cartels engaged in a violent turf war in the town. And then I've got one more. Having been arrested on an unrelated matter, William Hickson was found to have £820 in £20 notes stuffed into his socks when searched at Newcastle police station. They looked completely genuine, except they read £20 in the local dialect and all had the same serial number, earning Hickson a 23-month suspended sentence and a long nighttime curfew. The same notes let down drug dealer Ali Halimi, 22, who was arrested when trying to pay with one at a Burnley nightclub and subsequently found to be carrying ecstasy and cocaine. What a fuck up.
Burnley nightclub. Isn't that where you used to get steaks? Burnley. Yeah, Burnley.
Deliberate forgery. It was like a poor quality forgery. Did they watch that episode of Bottom where Eddie Hitler makes obscene banknotes?
They've probably seen it. I've been watching it lately.
How about this one? When a woman ran into the new Knocker Ramen restaurant in Oakland, California, pleading for help after being attacked, employees dressed as Power Rangers for an opening promotion came to her aid and apprehended the attacker, who was later arrested by police.
Nice, a bit like in Only Fools and Horses when they were dressed as Batman and Robin, eh?
Yeah.
Before Dell fell through the bar.
Right, there you go. Right, what did you want me to read, Ian? Loch Ness Centre is recruiting Nessie's #1 fan.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in the chat who wants a job. Oh, yeah, I'll do that one then. Okay.
No, I meant,
stick that one up.
Nessie's #1 fan.
Well, no, but you know, I'm up on the subject. So, yeah, Loch Ness Centre is looking to hire new staff if anyone's interested ahead of its reopening, and it needs a reopening because it was a shithole when I went there last year. And this spring, and there's a vacancy for Nessie's #1 fan if you're listening. With the visitor centre soon to reopen to the public again, it's recruiting new staff. The reopening follows a major refurbishment earlier this year with attractions. Continuum Attractions, which is the investment company, investing 1.5 million on upgrades to enhance the visitor experience, as well as paid positions. The Loch Ness sponsor is on the hunt for Nessie's #1 fan, who will be the first to try out the newly upgraded 1-hour tour ahead of its reopening. So yeah, an hour. That's longer than I spent there last year. The tour will offer a truly immersive experience which allows guests to become part of the story and delve deeper into the real stories of Loch Ness. The tour will take visitors through 7 rooms to explore the history of the Loch Ness Monster and learn more about the scientific research being undertaken at the centre to track the famous monster. Among the paid roles advertised will be 2 operations duty managers, and 1 fixed term and 1 permanent, and an Inverness-based marketing manager. So you won't be, the marketing manager position will not be based at Loch Ness, will be Inverness, which is just down the road. The former will facilitate the day-to-day running of the centre with job situations suited to individuals with a passion for the tourist industry and enthusiasm for providing exemplary customer service. The roles focus particularly on candidates' leadership skills, flair for communicating with customers and visitors, and a willingness to adapt and work under pressure. So yeah. Meanwhile, the marketing manager will be the public face of the attraction, and so will need to be a creative and experienced marketing professional. So you need a lot of, you need to be a bit of a bullshitter in that position. The key objective of the role would be driving the growth and revenue, requiring enthusiasm for the brand and knowledge of what makes visitors tick. All the roles will offer successful applicants a generous salary, doesn't say how much though, and a holiday allowance and health plan and pension scheme, along with additional perks such as discounts on visitor attractions and other leisure activities. And also you can take the piss.
Is there an official Loch Ness whiskey?
Well, there is a Loch Ness whiskey, obviously. I don't know, obviously it's probably just a standard whiskey you get anywhere.
To be fair, looking at the
Loch
team
Ness
at the
label.
Loch Ness Centre, looks like you get a good dinner. Looks like you get a good dinner there, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's had a few, hasn't she? There's a fair bit of haggis in the one there. But yeah, so there you go. So yeah, apply for it. Sounds like a good opportunity for the right person.
King Charles III is a distant relative of Vlad the Impaler. He revealed to actor Luke Evans at a palace reception. It seems he is the bloodthirsty count's great-grandson, 16 times removed. His lineage goes through his great-grandmother, Queen Mary, wife of George V, to Vlad IV, the half-brother of the original Dracula.
Yeah, so there you go. So the royal family are blood-sucking leeches.
And there's a cloud that looks like a vagina.
Well, that'll be funny. Let's have a look.
Oh, so I'll have to find it. It's in the Fortean.
But you can't find it.
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Vagina
it's always good to...
cloud. Let's see if that works. Oh yeah, found it straight away.
Yep. Let's have a look then.
Found a penis cloud as well.
The otter's pocket.
Fucking hell.
The wizard sleeve. Let's have a look.
I'm trying to. This fucking website's shit as fuck.
Yeah. Would it not allow you to copy and paste?
Fucking hell at last.
But yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it? You can...
This vagina cloud was just being a massive
Is there a dick...
There you go.
Is there a dick cloud as well?
Vagina cloud.
Let's have a look then. This is going to be interesting. Duck-a-go-go. Well, I can see that, yeah.
This one's from the Daily Star. I'll put in the dick cloud. The only way to get rid of the vagina
well, that's typical, isn't it?
Is to put the dick cloud in. There you go. Looks like it's being zapped by something as well.
Maybe the algorithms don't like it. Oh, there we go. Well, yeah. I can see it, but it's not. Is there any testes there? I just can't really see the. I suppose that on the top right hand of the.
Yeah, why is the fucking
of the
laser
photo.
beam shit? Why is it being shot with a freaking laser beam?
Yeah. I suppose that could be the load, couldn't it? On the top right-hand corner.
I've accidentally found one. Nuclear submarine buzzed by underwater objects travelling faster than the speed of sound. So this is from the 1990s. No, I don't want to fuck off. Don't want your newsletter. Nuclear submarine was buzzed by an unidentified object travelling underwater faster than the speed of sound. Claim came from a scientist who'd been carrying out classified work on board the USS Hampton. Bob Maguire told fighter pilot turned UFO researcher Chris Lato how the sub was passed at astonishing speed while it was running deep and fast in the 1990s. He said the encounter. I bet Titch don't run deep and fast, does he?
Nah, he won't satisfy anyone. He certainly hasn't got a rib tickler, has he?
He said the encounter was confirmed by a member of the crew who was shocked by the speed of the USO. Oh, are they still USOs? Are they not persons of underwater origin? And now that because they changed, because they got to be UAPs now, haven't they?
It's all politically correct these days, so yeah.
Anyway, let's finish on Charles Bronson's favourite prison guard hopes UK's most dangerous lag is freed. Roy Kirk, who formed an unlikely friendship with the man dubbed Britain's most dangerous prisoner, Charles Bronson, said it's time to let the serial offender free. A prison officer who first met Charles Bronson during one of the notorious lag's cell block rampages said they went on to become good friends, and he hopes the parole board decides to release him. Roy Kirk was a fresh-faced 21-year-old prison officer when he first met Bronson. The former bare-knuckle boxer, smeared head to foot in his own poo, was facing off against a team of guards. This is one of Hobbit's favourite facts about Bronson, isn't it, Hobbit? You there, Hobbit, mate?
I'm just stuffing my face
with shit spreader.
Chicken tikka masala at the moment. It's curry.
It was poo. It was poo and margarine, weren't it, Hobbit? He liked.
Yeah, that's it. Every time Capstan would be like, getting fit like Charlie Bronson. It's like, yeah, fighting like Charlie Bronson as well.
There wasn't an inch of the walls that never had feces everywhere, Roy said. But rather than add to the confrontational atmosphere, he decided to try a bit of sympathy. I said to him, you don't need to be living like an animal for the rest of your life. You can make changes, but you still got time to do that. No, did he say that to him? That meeting was over 35 years ago. It looks as if Bronson, who now prefers to call himself Charles Salvador, has been dubbed UK's most dangerous prisoner, is finally taking Roy's advice. Bronson insists that after almost half a century behind bars, much of it in solitary confinement, he's a reformed character. Bronson, one of the UK's longest serving and most notorious prisoners, admits he deserves a good 35 years of his 48 years behind bars because he'd been naughty. But now he insists that he's a reformed character. At a parole hearing, he declared, I'm anti-crime, anti-violent, I just want to go out and do my art. His art was crap, wasn't it?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I think he'll be dead soon.
You think he'll be dead before he comes out then?
Yeah. Of course. If he comes out, look at the state of him. Yeah.
Where is he? I don't even know when that's from. I mean, what's the most recent picture of him then?
That's an old photo as well.
Charles Bronson says he'll make sex tape with two birds in museum when released.
Who are these two birds?
No idea.
But yeah, it's good.
So that's that. We're done. I'm knackered. We've done 2 hours.
We're all knackered out.
Yeah. Also, I'm knackered.
Yeah.
Stop buying things online.
AlphaGo says
things online, they're cheaper than
drugs and eat doctor's orders. Thanks for the scream, gentlemen. Chat X, lots to digest. Anyway, night all. So we've got a new viewer, AlphaGo. Night all. Stay spooky, etc., etc.
Woo!
Woo! End stream. And that's it.